Hey Jamie, what's the best movie or TV show you've seen recently?
Oh, that's a tough one. I recently watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix and I absolutely loved it. The storyline is so gripping and the acting is phenomenal. Anya Taylor-Joy's performance as Beth Harmon was just incredible. How about you?
I've heard a lot about The Queen's Gambit. I've been meaning to watch it. For me, I think the best movie I've seen recently is Parasite. The plot twists and social commentary are just mind-blowing. It's a perfect blend of suspense, drama, and a bit of dark humor. The way it critiques social classes and inequality is really thought-provoking. Have you seen it yet?
Parasite is on my list too. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I'm really interested in how it won both the Palme d'Or and the Academy Award for Best Picture. That's pretty rare for a foreign film. By the way, do you prefer watching movies at home or in the theater?
Honestly, I enjoy both, but I think there's something special about watching a movie in the theater. The big screen, surround sound, and even the popcorn make it a unique experience. Plus, it's a great way to escape reality for a couple of hours. I love the whole ritual of going to the movies, picking out a seat, and feeling the anticipation as the lights dim. How about you?
I agree. The theater experience is unbeatable, especially for big blockbuster movies. There's something about the collective experience of watching a film with an audience that makes it more enjoyable. However, I also enjoy the comfort of watching movies at home. Being able to pause the movie, rewind, or just lounge in my pajamas is a huge plus. And with streaming services, it's so convenient. I can watch whatever I want, whenever I want.
True, the convenience of watching at home is hard to beat. And with the quality of home theater systems improving, it's almost like being at the cinema. I love that I can create my own little movie marathon, complete with snacks and comfy blankets. But I do miss the collective excitement of an audience during a premiere. There's nothing like the energy of a packed theater, especially during those epic scenes where everyone's gasping or cheering together.
Absolutely. That energy is contagious. I remember watching Avengers Endgame in the theater, and the audience reactions were incredible. People were cheering, crying, and it felt like we were all part of something bigger. Those moments are hard to replicate at home, even with the best setup. I guess it all depends on the mood in the movie. Some films are definitely theater-worthy, while others are perfect for a cozy night in. Either way, it's great to have options.
Definitely. So, what's next on your watch list?
I'm thinking about starting Stranger Things. I've heard it's really good. The mix of supernatural elements, 80s nostalgia, and the character development seem really intriguing. What about you?
Oh, Stranger Things is fantastic. I think you'll really enjoy it. The kids in the show are such great actors, and the storylines are really engaging. I'm planning to watch Tenet next. I've heard it's quite the mind-bender, and I love Christopher Nolan's work. His films always have such intricate plots and incredible visuals.
Sounds exciting. Let's catch up again after we've watched them and share our thoughts.
Absolutely, can't wait. Speaking of Nolan, have you seen Inception? It's one of my all-time favorite movies. The concept of dreams within dreams is just fascinating, and the ending always leaves you thinking.
Oh yes, Inception is a classic. I remember the first time I watched it, I had to rewatch it immediately because there were so many details I missed. Nolan's ability to create such complex and layered narratives is amazing, and the score by Hans Zimmer is just iconic.
I agree. The music adds so much to the experience. It's one of those films that you can watch multiple times and still discover something new each time. What do you think about his other films, like Interstellar?
I loved Interstellar. The visuals were breathtaking, and the science behind it was really interesting. The way it explores themes of time, love, and human survival is so profound. And Matthew McConaughey's performance was stellar. It's definitely a movie that makes you think about our place in the universe.
Absolutely. Nolan has a way of combining deep philosophical questions with thrilling storytelling. It's impressive. Speaking of deep and thought-provoking films, have you seen Blade Runner 2049? The cinematography is stunning, and it raises a lot of questions about humanity and artificial intelligence.
Yes, Blade Runner 2049 was visually stunning. The world building and atmosphere were incredible. Denis Villeneuve did an amazing job continuing the story from the original Blade Runner. The way it explores what it means to be human is really compelling. I also appreciate how it doesn't shy away from slow, contemplative moments.
Villeneuve is another director who's really good at that. His film Arrival is another favorite of mine. It's not just about aliens, it's about communication, time, and how we perceive life. Amy Adams gives such a powerful performance. It's a film that stays with you long after it ends.
Arrival was beautiful. It's one of those films that you can watch multiple times and still find new layers to appreciate. The way it handles the nonlinear perception of time is fascinating. And the emotional depth of the story is so touching. I'm really excited to see what Villeneuve does with the new Dune adaptation.
Same here. Dune is such an epic story, and I think Villeneuve is the perfect director to bring it to life. The trailers look amazing, and the cast is phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he interprets the complex world and characters of the book.
It's definitely one of my most anticipated films. The scale of the story and the intricate world building of Dune are perfect for Villeneuve's style. Plus, the visuals are bound to be spectacular. It's one of those films that I think will be a must-watch in the theater to fully appreciate its grandeur.
Absolutely, some movies are just meant to be seen on the big screen. And Dune definitely seems like one of them. By the way, speaking of watching at home, do you have any go-to-comfort movies or TV shows that you like to rewatch?
Definitely. One of my go-to comfort shows is Friends. No matter how many times I watch it, it never fails to make me laugh. The characters are so relatable, and it's like spending time with old friends. For movies, I love rewatching The Princess Bride. It's such a timeless classic with a perfect mix of adventure, romance, and humor.
Friends is such a classic. It's perfect for unwinding after a long day. And The Princess Bride is a great choice too. It's one of those movies that just has everything. For me, my comfort TV show is Parks and Recreation. The humor is so wholesome and uplifting, and the characters are just delightful. As for movies, I always go back to the Future. It's such a fun and feel-good film.
Parks and Recreation is fantastic. Leslie Knope is such an inspiring character, and the show's positivity is infectious. And Back to the Future is an all-time favorite of mine as well. The whole trilogy is just so much fun, and the idea of time travel is always fascinating.
Totally agree. There's something so comforting about revisiting familiar characters and stories. It's like a warm hug after a stressful day. Do you have any movies or shows that you've been meaning to watch but just haven't gotten around to yet?
Oh, definitely. My watch list is always growing. One show I've been meaning to watch is Breaking Bad. I know it's considered one of the best TV shows of all time, and I'm curious to see what all the hype is about. For movies, I've been wanting to watch The Godfather. It's such a classic, and I feel like it's one of those films everyone should see at least once.
That is incredible. The character development and storytelling are top-notch. You're in for a treat. And The Godfather is a masterpiece. It's such an iconic film with brilliant performances and a gripping story. Both are definitely worth the watch. I think you'll really enjoy them.
I'm excited to finally dive into them. Sometimes it's hard to find the time to watch everything, but I'm making it a priority. It's always fun to discover new shows and movies and then have great conversations about them afterward. I'll definitely let you know what I think once I've watched them.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. It's always fun to discuss.